To understand Cold War II, that is the war that has already begun between the United States and the Chinese, it is very critical to understand why the Chinese have suddenly escalated from their position of friendship that they used to enjoy with the United States up till 2008 and even beyond that into 2010-12. But the Chinese have made one mistake that is that makes Cold War II far different from Cold War I that was between the United States and the Soviet Union. That is, they have played their hand and their aggressiveness far too early, far before they're actually ready. They find themselves now increasingly isolated the world over, and the United States, under their president or under the Republican presidency, have understood the Chinese threat. The US 2020 election actually has no significance on whether the United States will change its Chinese policy. The United States has invested far too much in opposing China and their threat throughout the world, through their trade measures, through their influence in the South China Sea, their recent attacks on India in Galwan Valley, and their attacks through trade debt platforms in Hambantota port and in the Chinese-Pakistan economic corridor. The United States is more aware, and they have already begun to put international pressure on the Chinese. Therefore, the Chinese have already in many ways revealed themselves to be the heir of the Soviet Union. They are a similar regime as the Soviet Union was, and now they are doing similar things. For example, Stalin's purges can be compared in not the same magnitude, but certainly in the same intent as the incarceration of the Uyghur Muslims in China. Why this matters to the world is because even countries such as European Union, countries such as Germany and UK, France, who have traditionally allowed China to do what they wish in the eastern areas of the Orient, are now becoming very suspicious of Chinese activity everywhere. What are the implications of this Cold War to India? Well, firstly, compared to Cold War I, India cannot sit on the sidelines and be a non-aligned nation in this new Cold War. India has to most certainly align itself with democratic principles and align itself with its allies, Australia, Japan, and the United States. There's no doubt about this. How must India counter this? Well, the process has already begun, with New Delhi trying to shore up its security and frontiers in the Indian Ocean first. They have already begun trying to acquire ports such as the Samban port in Indonesia. They have already begun investing heavily in the Nicobar Great Port, the southernmost port of the Indian dominated areas in the Andaman Islands. Then they have also signed agreements to make sure that the islands in and around Mauritius are going to maintain a permanent presence of Indian naval vessels. They have even begun talking and to sign agreements with the French. The Indian Ocean has an island called Reunion Island that has still a French naval base, but now India has a strategic alignment deal with the French to allow Indian naval vessels to have access to this island's port, and now Reunion Island can be counted as has a permanent Indian base over there. All this is to ensure that New Delhi has shored up its Indian Ocean strategic possibilities, along with the controversial Chabahar port in Iran, uh, to ensure that its capabilities in the Arabian Sea are not tested. It its recent involvement, the big one that everyone is waiting to be heard about, is the engagement in Galwan. By the Chinese have clearly tried to ensure, or has tried to use Galwan as a warning to India, to say that aligning with the United States in Taiwan, in issues such as Taiwan, or in matters such as the South China Sea, which involve Japan and Australia more than India, they have given a warning to India not to do that. But the Chinese obviously did not expect India to retaliate in such a manner, and to retaliate in such a manner as to inflict more casualties than they themselves sustained. And with global pressure mounting, this Cold War too, in which India finds itself as major partner of the United States, and in the middle of this huge war that is brewing, cannot simply sit still and expect things to happen and be a peacemaker or in any way a sideshow. The Cold War II that has already begun is now might just fizzle out because the Chinese have played their cards too early. But if anything has to be seen and the lessons of Cold War I have to be learnt from somebody, it is that an authoritarian regime cannot sustain itself more than its economy. And right now, the Chinese economy, the Chinese isolationism, the Chinese protection powers, and the Chinese military all seem to be on the back foot. Only time will tell whether the Cold War II will envelop itself to become as dangerous as Cold War I did. But without doubt, the signs are there that this Cold War II has begun for the past 4 years, and now is seeming to escalate, involving more countries than usual. China, with allies such as Pakistan, really does not have major allies, and the only player who has not yet turned their card in and has shown to people where they belong and which side they belong to is Russia.